Hey everybody, this is Mark McKellar. I'm a franchisee with HomeVestors of America, the We Buy Ugly Houses company. I had a guy ask me a question today that I thought might be worthy of passing on, so here it is. I was talking to somebody who was wondering how this coronavirus, COVID-19 thing is affecting our business. I guess he owns a restaurant and is having a bit of a struggle, and he's just wondering how things are doing in our world. And in fact, we're pretty darn busy right now. And really that has to do with what happens during crisis in general, not just COVID-19. When things are going kind of rough in society, that tends to be a good thing for our business. You know, it's unfortunate that people sometimes have to not be doing well for us to do well. But, you know, when things are tough, people, when they find themselves, you know, out of a job or they find themselves needing money, this is one of the things they tend to turn to do is to sell a house that they have. And so we tend to do a lot of business in times of downturn. My first year in the business was 9/11 in 2001. And I remember I was on the way to my office when the first tower fell. I was in my car and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how's this going to affect my business? And of course, I've got 12 houses in inventory at the time. And, you know, if I'm new to the business, I've never been through anything like this. And I got to the office and my wife had beat me there, and she was talking to our contractor who's wondering about, you know, how things are going. And one of my employees who goes out and meets the sellers, and, you know, he's wondering what's going to happen with that. And, you know, we were pretty worried about business in general. And the other franchisees in town were too. So we all got together and we called the founder of the company, Ken D'Angelo, and said, you know, what's going to happen? And he said, you know, everything's going crazy right now. And it was very similar to COVID. You know, things just stopped at 9/11 for a couple of months. There really wasn't anything going on. It was actually, in some ways, more dramatic than it is now. And Ken D'Angelo, anyway, said, you know, guys, you just got to sit back, be patient, be present. We'll figure this out. People are going to continue to call. They're going to continue to need you. And sure enough, that happened. You know, that next year actually ended up being a pretty good year for us. It was one of our best years of the whole decade, in fact. And it was my first year in the business. So I learned my lesson then. The same kind of thing happened around 2008. We had very good business right after the market crash. There were some things that happened in that particular time that were a bit of a challenge, but it had to do with financing, which isn't going to happen again because financing is quite strong. So we've not missed a beat right now with financing. Our lenders are still lending us money. In fact, some of them are lending us money, but not other people, because they know how good we do in these kind of business environments. So, you know, the phone's ringing. I mean, we've had some challenges. We've had to figure out how to handle appointments and how to interact with people in ways that are a little different. In some places, we're not doing face-to-face appointments. We're doing things that are more virtual and remote. We have franchisees, entire transactions are done by franchisees buying and selling without even going to see the house, because we know how to get houses looked at by people we can trust. So there's ways we can handle that. The marketing and advertising people at HomeVestors, because we have such a big machine. There's 60 people that just work in our marketing department. We spend over $70 million a year on advertising. So, I mean, we're a major force out there. But our marketing has shifted dramatically just in the last 60 days because of COVID. We have TV commercials that directly speak to the fact that we can help people during this time. We have direct mail that speaks to it. We have, you know, different types of internet. If you go look at our websites right now, they all talk about how we can help people during this crisis. So, you know, we're doing business, and people are buying the franchise. We've had this March, April, and May have been some of the best that I remember in people joining the system, because that, you know, there's a lot of other stuff's not really happening. I mean, who wants to buy a restaurant right now? So, you know, this is a business that's, unfortunately for some people that we buy from, it's tough for them, but it's a good business for us. So if you're concerned about COVID having a negative effect on being in the home buying business, or for that matter, any type of crisis, you know, we do well in times of trouble. It's just the nature of our business. Thanks.